Oh, there we are. There's our audio. Hey, hola, and amigos, and welcome to Keyframers, the animated collaborative coding live stream where we bring imaginative user interfaces to life. I'm your host, Stephen Shaw.
And I'm your host, David Khourshid.
Together, we are coding compadres, animation amigos, Boolean buddies, and keyframe companions.
Yeah, so we're going to be continuing on with the 7GUIs challenge today using HTML, CSS, and some JavaScript with XState. And no frameworks, actually. We're going to be doing this in Canvas, we decided. So we're happy to answer any questions that you may have. So please reach out in the chat or comments for this one.
Yes. Yeah, so we're continuing that 7GUIs challenge, as you said. Today's circle, I want to say drawer, but it's drawer, right?
Yes,
okay.
It is.
Well, yeah, that's not confusing at all. Right, so we're going to be using Canvas. We're going to be kind of handling click events. We're going to be handling like updating and rendering the UI, and also history management, undo, redo, which is pretty interesting. I was like, how are we going to do that? And you're like, don't worry about it. So I've not worried about it. I'm trusting you with that completely.
We'll figure it out as we go along.
Yeah. But the overall like main points of the challenge, like you click somewhere, it creates a circle. You click that circle, and you get a menu to adjust the diameter of it. And then you can undo or redo any of those kind of actions.
Right. So if you click a circle, make it bigger, you can press undo. That's going to make it smaller again. You press undo again, and that's going to remove that circle completely. So we have to think about how to do that. And so what's really exciting about this challenge is that the state machine is actually really obvious. There's two main states that this could be in. You could be in the drawing state or the editing state, because obviously when you're adjusting the diameter of the circle, you don't want to be able to create new circles because you're in that editing mode.
Yeah. 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 Well, yeah, we've done quite a few of these challenges so far. We've got links down below to some of the previous ones you should check out. We've got the counter, we've got temperature converter, we've got so many great ones. The flight booker, that was a fun challenge. The timer was really fun, and then the last one we did was this CRUD interface, create, read, update, delete. And that was surprisingly simple overall. I was surprised. Yeah. And we're just using native DOM interactions and XState state machines for handling all the logic and context and everything. So we'll be kind of continuing that here with this Canvas drawing set up. So I've already got a canvas in here. That's really it. And then we've got a kind of empty state machine down here.
Yeah. So first, let's talk about like what the data structure for our circles is going to look like. According to the challenge, you could click anywhere, and that's going to create a circle. And we've chosen to do this in Canvas. You could do this in SVG if you'd like. I think Canvas is actually going to be a little bit simpler here, despite my limited knowledge on Canvas. But what I'm thinking is like,
I don't know. Now I'm wanting to do SVG. But yeah, no, Canvas is great.
Canvas is yeah, it'll be fine. I'm thinking that the very simple data structure for a circle is we're going to have an X, which is a number. I'm just going to put 0, Y, which is a number, and radius, which is, it could be however big, because this is what needs to change when we're adjusting the diameter of that circle. And yeah, there we go. We're just going to have a bunch of these. And so I'm going to add that right to context. So circles is just going to be a bunch of those.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. And also we're going to have a circle. So this circle is going to be our selected circle, our current circle, whatever we want to call it. I'm just going to have a B circle, and it's going to be null. But yeah, so this gives us some of our basic setup. obviously we're not, tackling undo redo quite yet, but this is a good starting point because I think a good test for us is like, let's just be able to draw circles.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not gonna even worry about the states right now. So let's say on circle.create. And so I'm going to assume that this event basically contains everything we need to know about the circle. So it's going to have that X, that Y, and that radius. And so we could say actions, assign, and circles. And we're going to do context.circles, and we're going to concat because we're going to add on to it. And it's just going to be that, context in the event. And so we're adding that circle. So we're adding X, event.x, Y, event.y, and that radius. So radius, event.radius, which I guess we could default to, I don't know, 10. Whatever we want to do.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, let's get context 2D. So I'm thinking for like our actual rendering in the on transition here, we'll just update the canvas to match the current context. Does that seem logical?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So circle create is going to create a circle. We'll get into actually doing that on like click. For now, we can add. Let's see. Let's just add a default circle, and we'll add it just right in the very center. We'll say L canvas.width divided by 2, L canvas.height divided by 2. Right. So you've got the circles. We've got canvas context dot clear rect. We'll go 0, 0, L canvas dot width, L canvas dot height. Oh wait, it'll be context. The width and height from context, right?
Yep. So I could actually grab that for you.
Yep.
Width, height.
That'll be great. All right. So we're clearing out the previous frame. If you're unfamiliar with Canvas, you basically are responsible for all the pixels on the canvas in this canvas element. So one of the first things you want to do when you're drawing a frame is clear out the previous contents. So that's what we do there. Now we want to draw each of our circles onto the canvas. So we'll do canvas context dot arc2. And then let's see, I always forget the exact syntax for it, but if we look up arc here, we've got X and Y as the first parameters, and then radius, start angle, and end angle. So when you're drawing just a full circle, it ends up being something like that. Let's see, do we want to do arc or arc2? I think just arc is all we need. So we'll say arc. And then we'll go circle.x, circle.y, circle.radius. We might have to do some fancier math here, but that should be about good. Why do we have an error, though? Unexpected token. Okay.
Because I'm typing.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. Oh, and we want to do something like, let's see. Yeah, for begin path, right? Canvas context dot begin path, canvas context dot stroke to give us a kind of outline. There we go. We've got our very first circle. That just basically 4 lines of canvas code to draw a circle. Not bad.
Yeah, so I'm guessing that we could just automate that now, and whenever you click the canvas, we could send that circle dot create event.
Right. So down here, we would go, let's see, move this down here.
So
lcanvas.add event listener.
Now we have to do a little bit of math because we have to figure out where exactly on the canvas. Maybe you know some tricks for that, but I would just figure out like the canvases, left and top, and subtract that from the event client X and client Y, which is a little bit annoying, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's a easier way to deduce that, unfortunately. So lcanvas, add event listener. So let's see, we'll want to get the bounding client rect. So we'll say const rect equals lcanvas.get bounding client rect. And the reason that this gets complicated is because we're doing responsive. We've got, the canvas can change size and can change position because it's kind of centered in the viewport here. So canvas, we've got the rectangle for it, and then for our click event, we'll get those values. So const pointer x equals e touches. Let's see, go pointer equals e dot touches 0. Is it touch? Oh, it touches. I always forget the.
Yeah, not sure.
Touches. Yeah, I think it's touches. Right, a list of. Basically, if it's a touch screen, kind of a list of the number of fingers on the screen. So we'll just use the first one. Otherwise, we'll default to that, and we'll say const pointer x equals e dot client x, const pointer y equals e dot client y, and then we'll start kind of our math there. So const circle equals, we'll say, so x is going to be e dot client x minus rect dot top rect dot left. Y should be pointer y minus rect dot top, and we'll give it just a default radius of
and something
50.
Small.
Yeah.
Or 50. Yeah, just because I'm thinking too, we also have the requirements that if we click on a circle, we're editing it, so we can't make them too big.
Right. Canvas, is it canvas service.send? Or
Yeah,
okay.
You got it.
So we'll send through circle : create, or what is it?
So it has to all be in a
circle dot create. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, circle dot create, and then
all the other stuff.
Okay, so we'll send through. Should we just send through the circle object like that?
Yeah. I think, or you could spread it in there. Or actually, wait, you're doing circles, so yeah. Let me just change that real quick in the. All right, so x is e dot. Or actually, you just made it a lot easier. Okay, so I could just say concat e dot circle, and there we go.
There we go.
And that actually reads a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
So now it's sort of working.
Yeah,
it's just a little bit off.
Right. Right. It's not quite.
Oh, that's fun.
Not quite the right math there. Right dot top, right dot left. If I click all the way down here in the corner. So top left is accurate. But I think the canvas is getting scaled too, so that might be part of it.
Oh, you're right. So that's okay. What we could do is we could have an event for that. So And this is one of the beauties of state machines, is that everything is just an event. So I could have like a, let's just call it canvas. And so that event is going to just be for the dimensions. And all we have to do is set the width and height. So actions assign width. Let's just say it comes from e.width and height. So height, which comes from e.height. And so whenever the canvas changes, we could, we could send those over. Now the question is when we send those over. So I don't know, or maybe it's some other math thing.
Well, so I think when we're creating the circle is when that's most important.
Okay. So we might not need this.
Yeah, we don't strictly need to re-render the canvas itself, but we might need to, let's see. Yeah, what is our current width and height? Because I think that's console.log lcanvas.width, lcanvas.height, and let's see, because the actual width and height is 700 by 500, but it gets scaled down a little bit. If I inspect it here and look in the DOM, right, it's rendering out at around like 500 pixels on my screen, 500 pixels wide. So if we compare the canvas width height, let's see, let's do so const scale x equals lcanvas.width. Let's see, rect.width divided by lcanvas.width, I think. Scale y rect height. Oops. Canvas height. Let's console.log those. Circle. And then scale x, scale y. Let's just see if that gives us a worthwhile number. Scale y, yeah. Okay, yeah, that does look like the percentage. So let's see, what would we do there? Pointer x position. Man.
Yep, getting a little tricky.
Yeah, I've done this before. I'm just trying to remember the exact math there. X. That's not going to be right, but let's just get started there. Y. Right, that's not correct, but if we do divide it by, I don't think that's going to be right either. Yeah. Scale x.
All right, so well, let me see what you're doing over here.
Just down in the click function. Okay, yeah, that's basically accurate. Yep. Click in each of the corners. That should be all we need. So essentially, we're just scaling the kind of pointer position based on the current canvas rendered height, so that we get it accurate. So if you click in each of the corners, that should work. Let's bump the sizes of those down a little bit, and then so another complication here is we actually need so let's see, we kind of need to detect in the click, like if a circle is already in that position.
Yeah, so I preempted that with some math.
Oh really?
Yeah. So I have a get circle index function over here. So I was
Okay.
planning on using this. So we have a bunch of circles that we created,
Mm-hmm.
and basically we're checking wherever we click this X and Y,
Mm-hmm.
determine how far away from the center of the circle that is.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's less than the radius of the circle, then we've clicked the circle.
Nice.
So
Okay.
there's a map for you there.
Yeah. Oh no, that's very helpful. So right. So down here we'll do const. Well, I guess. Let's see. So we can do. Yeah, we can just do it in the circle there. And we'll do. Let's see.
Before we get to that, I actually sort of want to try some undo and redo if you want to add some buttons
Okay. Sure.
for that.
Sure.
Just to test some things out. Actually, it's not working yet, but it will. I just need to sign then snapshot.
All right, I've got 2 buttons. I'll style them a little bit more and target them, but I'll get you your.
Awesome. I also put, and this is something that I like doing, I put Canvas service on the window. So if you're like, oh, we don't have the UI for it yet, you could just send events directly through the console and it'll work.
Oh, nice. I'll undo, I'll redo.
This is fun. I'm just clicking circles all over the place. So,
all right, so those are added. And then down here, we'll add event listeners for those. And then we'll say canvas service send type. What are the types for undo and redo?
just uppercase, undo, redo.
Okay.
And they could just be text. So, yeah.
Sure. Okay, so let's create here. Undo, 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 undo. Yeah. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Undo.
Oh.
And undo, undo, undo. Ah. You keep changing things right as I'm.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Go ahead.
No, you're good.
My hands are off.
Okay, so do. Undo. Redo. Nice. The only thing is we might need to log the very first state.
Yeah.
In there, because right now it removes the first circle you add and the original circle. I'll have to explain how that works in a moment, but that's very cool.
Right, so I'm making a new event, and that's type canvas.click. So what I'm thinking, and we could still keep a lot of the same logic over here, but when we click the canvas, our machine needs to decide what to do. If we're clicking a circle, it needs to be like, all right, we're selecting this circle. Otherwise, it's like, okay, you want to make a new circle. So x circle.x, y circle.y. And so I have something that's just logging circle clicked if we're actually clicking on a circle.
Yeah, so canvas.click, in that event, we could conditionally call like a circle.create or circle.select, right?
In the machine, yeah. So
right.
we could basically move that to the actual machine.
Right.
Am I constant logging anything? Because we have a bunch of
right.
I'm logging the entire state.context. So if we create some circles, let's see, click. Or actually, yeah, just try clicking the center circle. It should say editing circle.
Editing circle. Yep. Okay.
Cool.
So from there, let's see, canvas click return condition. Is there a way to do like two separate, like just a conditional action. So basically, on canvas click, if you've clicked a circle, then let's select that circle. If you didn't, then let's create a circle.
Yeah, so I'm doing it right over here. So I'm just making an array for that. And so the second one can be, actions, and then we could send, and this send comes from, oh yeah, we already have it imported. It's a send action, and it comes from the, what's it called? XState import. And so we could actually be a bit dynamic over here. So we have our context, our events, and so we could just dynamically create that event that we want to send. So type, what do we call it?
Circle.create.
And then we have our X, which is event.x, Y, event.y, radius, don't know. Well, what did we say?
Well, so it from the event, it'll just be circle, event.circle.
Okay. Oh, yeah. You're right. So
just send through circle.
We could do that. Circle e.circle.
Yeah.
That definitely works. So basically, if we didn't click a circle that already exists, it's going to hopefully create a new one. But we had to pass in the circle though. So let me just do that. So circle. And so now we just need to adjust the previous, so context of circles, e.circle.x, e.circle.y. So basically this event, this canvas.click event is saying, I tentatively wants to create a circle here, but obviously there might be a circle there already. So if there is, then I just want to edit that circle.
All right. So like actions here, we would probably do this same kind of thing, but we would say circle.select or something, and we would give it like an index, like this index here.
Yeah, exactly. So circle.select, and we'll just say circle, and that's just the circle. The longer I look at circle, the more I think it's just spelled weird.
Yeah.
Circle. It looks weird. I don't like it.
It does.
All right. So for circle.select, we are just going to assign a simple. In fact, you could if you want. I'll let you do it.
Just be circle ctx e e.circle.
Yeah, there we go.
And that'll just be an index.
Yeah. Console.log state.circle. So I'm logging the state.circle to the context just so we can make sure that that selection logic is actually working.
It is not.
All right, so let me see what's going on. If we have a circle index, then we want to send that circle.select event. All right, and so that should be happening. Let's see. Okay. Let me just, what's the log here? Just nice quick debugging. So if I click a circle, it says here.
It does.
But, oh, wait, no, just kidding. Circle.select, we have actions assign, and we should be seeing that circle. All right, quick debugging time. And it's weird that it's undefined too, because it should be, oh, you know what? I know what I'm doing. I put it on state.circle. It's state.context.circle. Where's TypeScript when you need it? Okay, so silly mistake, nothing wrong with XState or whatever we're doing.
Now it's working. But what we would, so circle.create, we should also circle dot set circle to null. Like if you're clicking outside of a circle, then it
and when we split this up into states, like that should obviously be impossible anyway. But it's just a good little thing to have. Okay, so now let's think about the we have undo and redo working, surprisingly. So that's awesome. But we do want to think about now the two different modes. So here is when you would actually start to refactor, and it is a minor refactor, but start to think about your finite states. So we have our, what do we want to call these states? Drawing, right? Because we're drawing stuff on the canvas, and we have editing. And those are basically our two states. So we could only select a circle and create a circle in the drawing states. So I'm just going to move those over here. And yeah, there we go. So, oh yeah, we could also, I guess you could click the canvas at any time, so that's fine. Undo and redo, that's another thing where you don't want undo and redo to be a thing while you're in the editing mode. So I'm going to move those over to the drawing state too. And also let's make the initial states drawing. Okay. So did I copy something weird?
Nice.
Oh, that's just
okay.
Formatting.
Now we can actually see when a circle is selected.
Oh, you did that already?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay. That's awesome. So now we just need a, what do you want? Like a range input, something like that. You know, because I was thinking that when you click, a little range should show probably on the top or the bottom, wherever you want.
Yeah, I can probably do the top right up there.
Yeah.
Controls.
And then we would have a done button to just say like, yep, that's what I want my circle to be.
I don't know. Once they just like click anywhere else, or if they clicked the circle again, maybe that's the done action.
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. It's a little bit weird from the screenshot in the 7 GUIs. It's just a status bar, but it doesn't really show how it disappears. So
yeah,
whatever, we could just, yeah.
Let's say min would be, like 10. Max would be like 200. Something like that. Do some basic styles here. Controls, margin, display, flex.
Oh yeah, so now we need events for resizing the circle. So, or yeah, changing the circle, whatever we want to call it. So on circle dot change, right?
Yeah.
All right, so actions, assign, and so yeah, I guess we have to do like the actual circle. And so basically we're just going to be finding the circle based on the index and changing the radius of just that circle. So context events. So we're just going to return, so context add circles. Oh yeah, we're mapping through the circles. We also need the index, and we're saying if the index is not equal to the currently selected circle, then just return the circle. Don't bother editing it. Otherwise, we are going to add the circle. So circle radius e dot, what do we want to call it? Radius.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll send over the radius whenever the circle changes. And then we could say like what Shaw suggested. When the user just clicks anywhere on the canvas, then we should be done editing the circle, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we already have that canvas click.
Canvas click, right.
And so that should just go back to drawing. Nothing much more to be done there. Or actually, target drawing actions. We do want a snapshot because that's going to be basically our commits. So we're saying this is the size I want the circle. So snapshot that.
Okay. All right. Let me adjust a few things here. So we'll say line width here instead of that. Else, this context stroke. go. Is it line width? I feel like that's right. Line width. Cool. Okay, it's just a raw number.
So Henrique asks on the chat, can you go a bit deeper into the undo redo actions? How could they become simpler? Yeah, I think we could cover that at the end. All I'm doing is I'm treating undo redo as a traditional stack. And so whenever we quote unquote snapshots, we're putting the current state of the circles onto the stack. And so undo is just taking the top of that stack and putting it into a redo stack. And so when you undo, you just keep switching stacks. And then when you redo, you do the opposite. You pull from the redo stack and you put it onto the snapshot stack. So yeah, and I guess I could sort of visualize how that works somehow. But
yeah, so here's the snapshot function. It's assigning the snapshots in the context, just based on the circles.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, right. So it's just loading the circles array in there on the end, and then let's see. Let's look at the redo action. So redo, it kind of takes it pops the last state off the redo array and sets that as the current state, and then the snapshots get updated and the redo gets updated.
All right, I added a reference to the radius, so we could do on change, on input, whatever it was last time.
Yeah. Okay. So you've got L radius. So down here at the bottom, we'll do L radius add event listener input, I believe, and we'll say canvas service dot send. What's the event?
Oh, the event is circle.change, all uppercase.
Circle.change, and we'll just send through radius, would be L radius dot value. We also need to update that that element kind of in our on transition state. So let's say,
just gonna add that here so we could
kind of conditionally hide it.
Yeah.
So what's the what are the state names?
So we have drawing and editing.
Okay, so data state equals editing, all lowercase. Okay. Alright, that should do it. So we've got one selected, data state editing. That did not work. Just a moment.
Sorry, I'm breaking stuff. All right, done breaking stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Hold on for a minute. Let me be able to inspect the DOM here. Just make sure. Inspect. Okay. Data state equals drawing. The state is just being stuck in drawing. It's not switching over to editing.
Oh, you know what? I think we might have forgotten to do that. So
in action.
Yeah. Wait, let's see.
So on circle select, we should
target. Yeah, you got it.
Okay, so we'll target editing like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, yes, that worked.
Woo! Look at that.
Let's see. So canvas click should be clearing that out. Well, let's see. Where's our canvas?
Oh, so I think when we do canvas click and we get out of here, we need to basically whether we canvas click or whatever, anything that exits this editing state should deselect the circle. So I'm just going to have a generic exit action, assign circle null, and that's all I have to do. So
nice.
yeah, so basically, let's see if I click the canvas. There we go.
Nice. Okay, so hey, our range slider is working, but we do need to update that value, the initial value there to match that. So we can say, let's see. So if state.context.circle lradius.value equals state.context.radius. Is that where we're storing that?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so select. That did not do it. If state.context.circle, state.context.radius. Let's go back up and look at our. It doesn't look like we have a radius value assigned. Oh, it would be. So it would be. Let's see. Let's pull this down here. We'll say. Let's pull out circle here. Is selected circle. We'll say if selected circle, and then we'll go circles selected circle dot radius. And then change this here, selected circle. Yeah, that's still not doing that quite right. Let me do some logging. Console.log circle radius. Let's see if that will do it. So here that state is not defined. Did you change something?
Oh, yes, I did. Sorry about that. I don't know why I put that there. So that's why it wasn't working. Anyway.
Okay, I do have, so lradius.value. Why isn't that? That's so weird.
So are you just trying to
right, so we've got the circle selected, but I'm trying to update the radius element, the radius range, to actually use start with that value.
Right.
So I'm setting lradius.value, which should be correct, right?
Circles selected circle dot radius. Yeah, that seems right.
Right. I'm logging it out. Selected circle. Wait, canvas click. Where are we here?
I'm not seeing that radius.
If selected circle is not equal to null. That's the issue. The logic wasn't actually triggering. There we go. Yep. That works.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Also, did you notice something about the buttons?
No.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, I did. Yeah. So they're appropriately showing when you can undo and redo. It seems my actions there are actually not reflected properly.
Are we? Let me see if we're forgetting the snapshot thing. Because my undo redo isn't working.
Right.
What happened there?
So under the actions for like canvas click, we're not doing anything. We're not sending through snapshot, but we are on circle create in that action. But yeah, it's not fixing.
Yeah, that's weird. Clicking undo used to work. Let's see. Just gonna undo that. Where is my undo? Oh, now it works, interestingly. Or actually, no, it doesn't work. Or it does.
Does
I
it?
don't know whether it works or not.
Yeah, it seems to be working.
All right, I think my state.can stuff. There's a brand new addition to XState where instead of doing that can transition or whatever custom logic we had, we just call state.can. And yeah, it should work, but it might be a little bit buggy.
Yeah, it looks like
Whatever.
the resizing action might be messing up the snapshots. That's not clear. No, it works
well,
there.
Anyway, regardless of disabling, we
yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's totally fine. And now we have a nice little circle jar. This is actually really fun.
It is. I like it. Let's see. Do that. Let's see. You got selected. Okay, that works. Yeah, overall that works rather well. And I want to be able to drag the circles, but I know that's a whole.
I know that's outside the scope of the challenge, unfortunately, or fortunately.
Right. I don't think that's mentioned at all. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. I mean, we basically got it here. Let's see. Let's remove that snapshot. I'm just looking through the code.
Yeah. Well, let me see. All right. So we're drawing it, canvas, fill style. So if it's selected, the stroke style equals black, else stroke style equals, and so no, it's not the selected circle. So selected circle, if it's not equal to 1. So if there is a selected circle, I'm just going to say, make it RGBA 0.5. Otherwise black. So now we have this effect of when you select a circle. Oh, I guess it didn't work.
Sorry, I did something.
Oh, okay. So when you select the circle, it should
it's not equal to null.
Oh, not equal to. Yes. Okay. So when you click, it should fade out the other circles, but I really want to fade out.
Yep, that works.
Cool. And so that way it makes more sense because I was thinking like, oh, if I click somewhere else on the canvas, it should select that other circle. But now it being grayed out sort of just indicates like, no, that's not what's going to happen. It's just going to get back to that view. So
nice.
Cool.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. I definitely like it. Okay, so
Nice.
that.
I wish you could animate canvas. Well, I know you can.
You can, but yeah, we would basically need to be animating our state machine transitions.
Yeah.
Which is a whole nother episode for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we've got this in a in a pretty good state. I think we can kind of do some kind of summary here. I think we should. Yeah, what do you think is most important here?
Just I would say just going over the finite states, the undo redo, and also how you did the canvas stuff. Because it's something that we don't really cover too often.
Yeah, we've done a few nice episodes on Canvas, and that's been great. But yeah, this is a relatively simple setup for that. Canvas drawing and the state handling, like how we're handling the click event. Like state handling. So yeah, we'll group that into one, and then you can talk about the undo redo history.
Sure.
Okay, so thanks if you're watching this whole thing. If you're watching live, stay with us. We're just going to kind of do some summaries of what we've talked about, so it's going to be super helpful, and you'll get a lot out of it, I think. So stick with us just a moment. Hola, and amigos, and welcome to Keyframers. I'm Stephen Shaw.
And I'm David Khourshid.
Let's cover some techniques from this canvas drawing app that we've built. So this is part of our 7 GUIs challenge. We're doing the one circle drawer, where you click in a canvas and it creates a circle. You click an existing circle and you can change the size of it, along with undo and redo history. So a lot going on here. But first, let's talk about just how we're handling the canvas and the circles and kind of the click states here. So we've got our canvas element selected, and we're getting the context of that canvas. So canvas.getContext2D basically gives us access to all the canvas drawing techniques for just a regular 2D canvas. So that we'll reference that context whenever we actually want to draw onto our canvas. In our state machine down here, we've got a bunch of different things happening that we'll get back to. But anytime we're transitioning the state, anytime the state is changing, we're just going to refresh our canvas here. So we start off here on line 164, canvas context clear rect. So we're clearing the entire canvas, starting at XY0 and going all the way to the bottom right of the width and height. And then we've got all of our circles stored just in an array in our state machine context that we're extracting here. And so we're looping through each of those. We start a path, and then we draw an arc. So this is the only real way to draw a circle in Canvas. You start at the X and Y coordinate, you give it the radius, and then the 0 right here is the starting angle. So we just want it to start at 0. And then we do 2 times math.pi. So math.pi is just kind of half of a circle. So if we do double math.pi, it loops all the way around to draw a complete circle at that X and Y coordinate. And then basically we're doing just a stroke for all of the circles. So that's what this line width is here. That sets that nice thick stroke there. And then depending on if the circle is selected or not, we change the style of it. So whenever we select a circle, we've got the stroke style, so it's just a black border essentially, and then it's got a semi-transparent fill there, and we also tell it to actually be filled with that canvas.fill. Otherwise, we're giving it a stroke style. If there is a selected circle, then we give it a semi-transparent look like that. Otherwise, we're giving them all just that same black stroke. And so with that, we're actually doing some cool stuff whenever the canvas is clicked. So L canvas, we've got a click event listener here. We have to do some kind of fun math to determine like where in the canvas you've clicked. This is just one of those things. It's depending on the position of the canvas, depending on if the canvas is scaled, like we've got kind of responsive sizing here. We have to do some math to basically determine where the pointer actually is in that canvas. And most of that comes from this scale X and scale Y, and then determining like the top left position of the canvas so that we can base kind of all of our math there. So that's how we get the X and Y coordinate. And then we send through this canvas click event to our state machine. David, do you want to walk us through the click event, how we're doing that?
Sure, yeah. So we have a canvas click, and this is for the entire state machine. It doesn't mean that this is going to be the only one that's called. We have a more specific canvas click events here when we're in the editing state, but in general, when we're in the drawing state, this is the one that's going to be called. All right, so two possible things can happen. First of all, if we have a circle that this get circle index is telling us, hey, you have a circle at this index that's being clicked. If we do have one of those circles, then we're going to select that circle. And this is just going to be an event that the machine sends itself. So yeah, that circle select is going to transition us from the drawing. If we go up here in the drawing state, it's going to assign the selected circle, and it's going to take us to the editing state. But yeah, the second thing that could happen if no circle is selected, then we just create a circle. And that's just using the information given to us from the actual event. So we're basically forking this event, this canvas.click event, into two possible events: circle.select if we're clicking a circle, or circle.create. In the editing state, when we click the canvas again, we get out of the editing state and go to the drawing state. And we also take a snapshot so that we know that when we undo, we could just go back to that previous state, to the previous dimensions of that circle. Yeah, otherwise we have circle.change, which is just finding the specific circle that we're changing and modifying its radius. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. And so with that canvas click, so we've got an array there of these kind of actions or events that need that transitions. Okay. And so this is kind of like a if this condition, else this. Is that how it's handled?
Yes. So it's going to check every transition, or one at a time.
Going sequentially. Yeah,
exactly.
And so if the condition matches, it triggers that and ignores the rest.
Exactly. You got it.
Okay, nice. So that's helpful to know. So you don't have to do like multiple conditions there. We can just do a condition. If it matches, it'll trigger that one. Otherwise, it'll go down the line.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I mean, there's lots more going on under the hood, but that's a nice little summary of like what the main like canvas drawing and how we're handling circles and states there with the canvas. All right, David, you want to walk us through undo redo history?
Yeah, sure. So we're maintaining two stacks: an undo stack, which is this, I just call it snapshots because we're taking snapshots. It makes more sense in my mind. And also a redo stack. So whenever we do something significant, like create a circle or change its dimensions, we take a snapshot of all the circles. And this is, by the way, like the easiest way to do it. It's not the most memory efficient, but it is the way that pretty much all or most programs out there do, just because, memory is pretty cheap nowadays, and we could just store a limited size stack of snapshots. And so, for example, whenever we create a circle, we have a snapshot action that if we scroll up to snapshot, all that's doing is appending the circles. And so taking a snapshot of the circles and appending it to that snapshots array. All right, so when we undo, what we're going to do is, or what we're going to undo is we're going to take off we're going to pop the, the last circle snapshot from the stack, and we're going to assign it to circles. I think I did that in a roundabouts way over here, but yeah, pretty much the same thing. And then when we also have to say, if we want to undo that undo or redo, take those last circles and append that to the redo stack. So the redo is just the same thing in reverse. So we're going to pop from the redo stack and say, hey, these are the last circles that I had. I sort of want those back again. So we set the circles to those redo circles. And then since we popped, we could just put context.redo over here. And in the snapshots, we put those redo circles over there so that when we undo, you could just imagine this going away and then you're back to your snapshots. So I could probably point you to some like articles on how to do basic undo redo, but it's basically the same thing. You have two stacks, an undo stack and a redo stack, and undoing and redoing is just popping from the stack and pushing to another one. So yeah.
Very nice. All right, we'll start our outro there.
Sure.
Finish off here.
So you can watch the full process of creating this UI from the 7 GUIs for a deeper dive into each technique on the full live stream linked below. Leave us a comment if you have any questions.
Yes, our show is supported by our sponsors, CodePen at codepen.io, CSS Tricks at css-tricks.com, and Stately at stately.ai, and viewers like you. You can pledge at patreon.com/keyframers and subscribe to our channel for more great content. We've got lots of those links available below. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Adios, amigos.
Adios.